Okay, today what we're gonna do, we're gonna cook some cube steak, rice, biscuits, and we're gonna use homemade gravy. Now, for my cube steak, I've already rinsed them off, so they've already been rinsed off. For my seasoning, I'm gonna use seasoned salt, just regular seasoned salt. I have Lawry's, I have soul food, and then I always put salt and pepper. And like I said, I like my food well seasoned. How you like yours, do it how you like. So you just season your cube steaks lightly, if that's how you like your food. Like I said, I like mine. I just do the top first, and then once I get closer to the bottom, I season those. I'm season, flipping, season, flipping. And I also got my grease on. I could go and turn this down some. Season. Put a little salt and pepper, just a little. And then I'm gonna put my flour up here. I just use regular self-rising flour. You can use any kind of flour if you want. It doesn't really matter. Just put your flour up there. And what I always do, I know y'all saying that's a lot of flour, but I got some more cube steaks to the bottom. What I always do, I season it a little bit more once I get my flour up there. Now, I'm gonna coat it real good. Shake off the excess flour. And I'm gonna drop it in my grease. Not literally drop it, but place it. I'm gonna do this. And once they start browning, I'll be back. What I wanna do right now to go in my cube steak and gravy, I have mushrooms already cut up and prepared. I did earlier. I have bell pepper and onions. Just a regular white onion, regular bell pepper. And I have mushrooms, fresh mushrooms to cut up. I'm going to wait till my butter melts in the pan. And I'm just going to add that and saute it. Over here, your cube steak should look like this by this point. And it should be ready to pick up in a few minutes. Because you can do this two ways. You can cook it all the way through now. Or you can cook it somewhat all the way through. Because at the end, you're going to still cook it in the gravy. So it's up to you whichever one you do. I normally just like to get the pink out of mine. And once I get the pink out, I just take them up. Because like I said, they're going to continue cooking anyway in your gravy. And stuff in, I'll come back. Okay. My butter is almost melted all the way down. I'm going to give it a few more minutes. Then I'm going to add my vegetables. Over here, I'm going to take these up. I'm going to take them up. And put them over here in a strainer, paper towel to drain the grease off of it. Okay. Some of you might like Creole. I have a little bit of this that I'm going to add to this. I didn't add it before. So I'm going to coat the rest of my cube steak with flour. Make sure, like I said, you coat it real good. And you want to do this not in a hurry, but you don't want your grease to burn. So once your grease burn, your food will be nasty. So you're going to go on, try to go and cook that. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn my water on for my rice. Get that to a boil. Now my butter is all the way melted. So what I'm going to do is add it a little at a time till I have everything added in. So I'm going to let that simmer a little bit. Then I'm going to add the rest. A little messy cooker. But it told me if it ain't messy, your food ain't good. So I'm I'm a little messy. So then I'm gonna add all of this in. Like I said, you got a little mess, it's okay. Cause the cook never cleans, so it's okay. So I'm gonna simmer this. You could just simmer it on low and you just add this in at the end, so it don't have to be in a rush to cook. Just cook it on low. Just like that. And you may have to add just a little bit more butter. Just all depends if you want to or not. But this, cook it on low. And by the time your other stuff get done, this will be done. And I am going to just wipe up a little bit because I don't want y'all talking about me. I'll be back. The cube steak that I had at the bottom that didn't get any seasoning, I'm going to season them now. Creole, Little Lawry's, that soul food. Now I still have quite a bit of flour. Make sure that it's coated really good. I'm going to go ahead and drop all of these. I have my mushroom and onions and green peppers cooking on low. So when I come back, I'm going to show you how to make the homemade gravy. Okay, what I'm going to do now is put my rice into the boiling water. It's 5-minute rice. It'll be done in about 5 minutes. I have some regular grain biscuits. Just place them on the cooking sheet, put them in the oven. Now what I'm about to do now is take the meat up and I'm going to show you how to make homemade gravy. Okay, what I'm going to do now, all I'm going to do to make the gravy is add a little bit of flour into my grease. And you're going to stir it up. I have a knife because I have better traction with the knife. Because you have to get the stuff up from the bottom to make your gravy. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of water. And then I'm going to put my cube steak back in. So I'm going to add water. And I'm going to make sure that I have all the stuff from the bottom. Because that's what makes your gravy. Okay, now what I'm going to do, all I'm going to do is add my cube steak back into my gravy. And then when I do that, I'm going to put my onions and topping on top. Okay, now that I have my gravy, I'm going to add just a little bit of salt so my gravy has flavor. Just a little bit of pepper. Now what I'm going to do, my onions and peppers that have been sauteing and my mushrooms, I'm going to add that right on top of this and let it cook. And when we come back, we'll have the finished product. You let this cook for about 5 to 10 minutes. You don't want to do too long because you don't want your gravy to burn. So you just let it cook for about 5 or 10 minutes, if that, depending on your stove. So after about 5 or 10 minutes, this will be done. And like I said, we'll come back with the finished product. Finished product right here after everything gets done. So bon appetit.